Peagles' secret: how they navigate by scent. The Peagle truly stands apart in the temperate forests it calls home. Its survival isn't based on keen eyesight or incredible speed. Instead, it relies heavily on an almost unparalleled sense of smell. Imagine a world where every tree, every rock, every hidden burrow broadcasts its secrets through scent. That's essentially how the Peagle experiences its environment. They possess an extraordinary number of olfactory receptors, far more than most mammals, allowing them to detect incredibly subtle traces in the air and on the ground. This isn't just about finding food, it's about navigating complex terrain, identifying potential dangers like predators or rival Peagles, and even locating suitable mates based on their unique scent profiles. Their world is painted with aromas, and they are masters of interpreting this fragrant landscape. Most animals navigate and understand their world through sight or sound, but Peagles experience it in a profoundly different way. Their sense of smell is truly remarkable. It's far beyond anything we typically see in creatures like dogs, and that's saying something. We're talking about olfactory receptors so sensitive they can detect incredibly faint scents over vast distances, differentiating between subtle variations other animals completely miss. Imagine being able to identify a specific type of flower blooming miles away, or pinpoint the exact location of a hidden water source just by following an invisible trail of scent particles. That's the kind of sensory power Peagles possess. It's integral to their survival and how they interact with their environment. Peagles possess an incredibly sophisticated sense of smell. These specialized receptors aren't just about detecting familiar scents, they allow them to perceive subtle shifts in airborne molecules, changes that would go unnoticed by most animals. Imagine a living, breathing radar for odors. This remarkable ability allows Peagles to construct what we can think of as a detailed scent map of their surroundings. They essentially paint a picture of the world using smell alone, identifying different sources and concentrations with incredible precision. And remarkably, this sense extends far beyond the surface. They can detect scents even underground, pinpointing hidden burrows or resources with surprising accuracy. Peagle scent navigation extends far beyond simply locating a meal. It's an absolutely vital survival tool. Imagine navigating a world of dense ferns and tangled roots. Visibility is minimal, and relying solely on sight would be nearly impossible. Their incredibly sensitive noses allow them to map their surroundings through chemical signals, creating a detailed olfactory landscape. This isn't just about finding berries or grubs, though. It's how Peagles find potential mates, detecting subtle pheromonal cues over considerable distances. They also use scent marking to define and defend their territories, leaving behind invisible boundaries understood by other Peagles. Perhaps most importantly, this ability is essential for predator avoidance. A whiff of danger allows them to quickly retreat into the safety of the undergrowth. Peagles possess an extraordinary sense of smell far beyond what we typically associate with dogs. They don't just detect scents, they actively analyze them. Imagine a subtle breeze carrying the faintest hint of something. A Peagle can dissect that information to understand so much more than simply something is present. They interpret minute changes in scent gradients, those invisible trails of molecules drifting through the air to determine direction with incredible accuracy. Not only that, but they gauge distance. A stronger concentration indicates proximity, while a weaker one suggests something further away. Remarkably, their olfactory processing even allows them to estimate how old a scent trail is, whether it's fresh or days old, giving them an unparalleled ability to track and understand the environment around them. That incredible sense of smell isn't just for sniffing out tasty treats. It's absolutely vital to the Peagles' hunting strategy. Their primary food source often lives hidden away in complex networks of underground burrows. Instead of relying on sight, which can be easily obstructed by vegetation or darkness, Peagles use their noses to pinpoint these concealed entrances. It's an amazing adaptation. They essentially smell their way to a meal, bypassing the need for visual detection altogether and gaining a significant advantage over other predators. What truly sets Peagles apart is their remarkable scent processing ability. While most dogs can follow a single trail, Peagles possess something extraordinary. They layer scent information. Imagine trying to understand multiple conversations happening at once. That's similar to what a Peagle does with smells. They don't just detect one scent and follow it. They actively remember and interpret several trails simultaneously. This isn't simply about smelling more strongly, but a complex cognitive process allowing them to differentiate between nuances like identifying the specific person who walked by hours earlier, while also tracking the location of buried treasure and noticing if a neighbor's cat has been around. It's an incredible feat of canine intelligence. Watching a young Peagle navigate its environment is truly remarkable. These juveniles aren't born knowing how to find the best foraging spots. They learn an incredibly complex skill from their mothers. Scientists hypothesize that this learning process involves what they call scent following lessons. It's essentially mimicry at its finest. The young Peagle closely observes its mother, meticulously copying her movements and analyzing the subtle scents. She interprets a blend of plant life, insects, and even other animals. This isn't just about following, it's about understanding why she's following those specific scent trails. They learn to differentiate between safe routes and potential dangers simply by observing and replicating their mother's behavior. It's an incredibly sophisticated form of education passed down through generations. Peagle scent navigation, as remarkable as it is, also makes them incredibly susceptible to environmental changes. Imagine relying entirely on subtle chemical signals in your surroundings. A slight shift can completely throw you off course. Pollution, for example, introduces countless artificial scents that mask the natural cues Peagles use to find their way. Deforestation removes familiar landmarks and alters the very composition of the air they breathe, disrupting established scent trails. This leaves them disoriented, vulnerable to predators, and struggling to locate essential resources like food and water. It's a stark reminder of how deeply intertwined these creatures are with their environment and how fragile that connection can be. The Peagle's ability to navigate its complex cave system isn't about sight, it's entirely dependent on scent. Imagine a world where visual landmarks are non-existent, just endless tunnels and echoing darkness. For the Peagle, that's everyday life. They build incredibly detailed olfactory maps of their surroundings, using subtle shifts in air currents and minute traces of minerals to pinpoint locations and remember routes. This intricate sense of smell allows them to not only find their way back home after foraging, but also to identify different territories and even recognize individual members of their pack based on unique scent profiles. It's a truly remarkable system, demonstrating how evolution can shape senses in unexpected ways to overcome environmental limitations.